Bristol, and well done everybody for coming out here. We're here in Bristol. We've just heard about people coming from right across the southwest, but today people are coming out all across the world, and we're coming out to say that we demand immediate action on climate change. We have been experiencing some rather interesting weather, and we may not be in control of the weather, but let's not confuse the weather with the climate, and let's remember that we need our politicians to take action to make sure that the climate does not get out of control. And let's not insult the weather today. I like to think that we should be always welcoming nature in all her changing moods. So let's enjoy this beautiful planet we've got and its beautiful climate. There's a challenge. So, I was in Paris earlier on in the week, and I would say that there's quite an interesting atmosphere. Obviously, there's a lot of sorrow and grieving going on, but there's also a real determination that things are going to change. There's a real determination that we will get the deal that we need, and I'm optimistic. I think we will get a deal, and it will be completely historic that 183 countries in the world will come together and say, this is a global problem, and we, as the people representing the citizens of the world, are going to take action on this problem. So I think we need to celebrate that fact. But I think at the same time we need to remember, as a lot of you were shouting as you came onto this field today, that we've got to have climate justice. There's a great risk at the moment that because we're so desperate to get a deal, that we're going to let the things that need to happen, the infrastructure, the green energy, all the projects that need to happen to reduce our carbon emissions, there's a risk that they might be funded by private finance. Now, if that happens, in effect what we're doing is privatising climate change. We're allowing people to profit from climate change. We would be allowing the poor of the world to pay the rich financiers to solve the problem of climate change. We've got to make sure that doesn't happen. Climate change is about ownership. Climate change is about justice. We mustn't forget those aspects. However desperate we are for a solution, we can find a way to pay for it. Like somebody said, if the climate was a bank, we would have saved it by now. We're going to find a way as the public to save the climate. By the way, I would like you all to go away and write that on every public toilet door in Bristol or wherever you live, because that's the message. Nothing matters more than our planet. Nothing matters more than saving the climate. And if we can find the money for all those rotten banks, we can certainly find the money to make the changes we need to see to be able to cut our carbon emissions. So, what's going to happen after Paris? Well, you may not be 100% excited by what happens in the European Parliament and in the European institutions, but we did actually pass a really important report last month. And one of the things it said in that report is that the Parliament, representing all the citizens of Europe, believes that we should phase out fossil fuels by 2050. I think that's an enormous and important commitment, and I'd like you to share the word that the Parliament, on behalf of the citizens of Europe, is saying that we're going to move towards a fossil-free world by the middle of this century. And it may seem a long time, 35 years, but it's an immense change that we need to make. And obviously we all feel up and down about climate change. It's possible to feel scared, it's possible to feel pessimistic, but I try to be optimistic. And when I'm feeling optimistic, the thing that makes me most optimistic is all the amazing things we can achieve while we're solving the problem of climate change. Because when we have community renewables, we're taking control of our energy supply. And we need to have a different sort of farming which produces less carbon dioxide, which means less intensive farming. And all these changes that we need to make to address the problem of climate change are the changes we should have been making anyway. So climate change is our opportunity to build a better, safer, more just world together. So we're going to move beyond fossil fuels, and we're going to divest from them as rapidly as possible. We're going to have to challenge those fossil fuel companies, because we can do things better without them, and it will be a more just and equal world when we have got rid of fossil fuels. So that's just a few things I wanted to say. I'm really glad I was the first of the 15 speakers, but please wait till the end. And just congratulations to you all for being here today. Enjoy the mud, enjoy the rain, enjoy each other's company, and let's hope for that deal we need to see in Paris this week. Thank you.